Hey guys, so tomorrow is Mental Health Awareness Day, and so I decided to do just a quick informational video on anorexia or eating disorders and mental health, kind of how they connect each other in a way. I got some questions off of my friends online, off of Facebook, and so I've got a few questions that I am open to answer for you guys here, and hopefully it'll be a good enough video for you guys to understand health, eating disorders and the health, mental health that goes with it and everything a little bit better. So here you go. For starters, what is an eating disorder? What is anorexia? Well, an eating disorder could be any psychological disorder characterized by any fear of weight or anything surrounding weight and food and intake, etc. Anorexia is an eating disorder just characterized by an abnormally low body weight, intense fear of gaining weight, and distorted perception of body weight as well. So that is what anorexia is, and basically what eating disorders are as well. There are different names for eating disorders, such as anorexia nervosa, purging disorder, bulimia nervosa, eating disorder not otherwise specified, avoidant/restrictive food intake disorder, pica, rumination syndrome, orthorexia nervosa, I'm not sure what that is, feeding disorder, Prader-Willi syndrome, night eating syndrome, muscle dysmorphia, body dysmorphia, diabulimia, exercise bulimia, and Gourmand syndrome, or Gourmand syndrome. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, those were a bunch of different types of disorders going with eating disorders. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some reading over here, if you notice, but there's a lot of stigma that comes with eating disorders, how people look at other people who have eating disorders. People tend to look negatively upon others who have eating disorders. They also believe that it might not be too bad to have anorexia or bulimia. Any type of eating disorder. Some people believe that it might not be such a bad thing. People also don't take into consideration how bad the disorder is. It's very serious and can cause death and lead to death, and it's hard to see people go through a disease like that. Some people say that it's not a real disease, but there have been new brain imaging methods that doctors have been able to use where they can compare anorexic patients' brains with those of people with normal healthy eating habits. They found significant differences between the two, visible enough even to the naked, untrained eye. Also, a question that doctors must ask a lot right now is, do anorexic habits rewire your brain, or is your brain or is it your brain that causes them to do this in the first place? That is a very good question, and I'm not sure. You have to be super thin to be diagnosed with eating disorders. That is not true. There are people who have eating disorders that are obese. There are some who are quite underweight. There are some who you would not be able to tell have an eating disorder. There are some who have had an eating disorder and still have the mental effects of an eating disorder, but they can still control it, etc. You never know. People also say it's a girl thing. That is not true, absolutely not true. About 10 to 15% of eating disorder cases are with men, and men are scared to talk and speak up about it because they are worried that it is a woman's disease and that it's not okay to talk about those kind of things. It is also said that it's not related to other behavioral disorders, but it can be linked to depression and anxieties, and ADHD and stuff like that. They all work together somehow, sometimes, in a way. People also believe that recovery is permanent. That is not true. Relapses happen. 30 to 50% of people relapse within 6 months of getting back to a better weight. So that is not true. Relapses do happen, and recovery is not permanent, and it is okay to relapse. It happens, and it is a very normal thing. So don't be upset if you relapse a lot. Just keep working, keep getting yourself through it. So, yeah. Okay, so now we could get talking about effects that eating disorders can have on your body. Anorexia sufferers can suffer some or all of the following: constipation, dizzy spells and faintness, abdominal pains, muscle weakness, poor circulation resulting in feeling constantly cold, dry yellow colored skin, early morning waking, bloating. People with anorexia often develop long, fine, downy hair on face and body, disrupted menstrual cycles, or no periods at all. So those are all a bunch of just like effects that can happen to your body by like having anorexia. That's just anorexia. Different disorders have different effects. I should have looked into them a little bit more, but there's a lot of different effects that eating disorders can have on you physically and mentally. So yeah, definitely look it up. It's crazy, and it's horrible just to know that somebody's going through this on a daily basis. So yeah, definitely just check it out, and you can really understand somebody just by knowing what's going on with their body physically and also mentally. So yeah.